Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. So if you're new, my name is Frida. I make videos on entrepreneurship and also lifestyle videos, and I do have a candle store. You can see that. So if you would love to support me, the link will be in the description and also a coupon code for you to use on your purchases. So let's get into today's video. Today is going to be another business related video, and I'm going to be talking about whether to go with LLC or sole proprietorship. And this is not going to be a very legal video. I think there are a lot of legal aspects to this on YouTube. If you want to find it, you can find it. But yeah, I just want to sort of bring you a layman's point on this topic. So should you do sole proprietorship or LLC? So if you don't know what sole proprietorship is, it's a type of business that you own the business by yourself. That means that the business is not differentiated from you. You are the business and you own the business. LLC on the other side is limited liability company, so the business is sort of separated from you. So that means the business is a different entity and you are a different entity. So now that we understand that, I think a lot of people debate on whether to start as a sole proprietor or just start as an LLC. Another thing I want to point out is being a sole proprietor doesn't cost you anything. If you want to do something, probably a DBA in some states, that is free, but LLC come with a price tag. So that's one thing you need to put in your mind when you're deciding. That's also another factor you want to consider when you want to either choose between the two. LLC is going to cost you some money to put down. So yeah, whether it is cheap or not, I don't know. It varies state to state. I think in Massachusetts it will cost you like $500. Yeah, it is expensive. So me personally, I do my business as a sole proprietor. When you're starting out, you want to do things more within your budget, and also you have to think about things in a very realistic way, and also see what the future holds for you. So personally, I do my business as a sole proprietor. My business is not a different entity, and I'm not a different entity as well. The reason why I do that is, first, because it is cheap, the cheapest way to go to, and also second, because I do not know where the business is going. I do wholeheartedly want this business to succeed up until I get to the point that I am like, okay, it is getting a little too much for me to be my business. I like to separate the business from me. I am still keeping a sole proprietorship. One thing that come up in the candle group that I'm part of, depending on the advices in the group, people jump into getting LLC and they spend a lot of money and then they are regretting it. Being a limited liability company, it is a good thing, meaning that when you have assets like lands, like houses, like cars, like planes, and all of these fancy assets, or like any assets for that matter, when your business, something happened to your business, your assets don't get affected. It's only the business that get affected. While sole proprietorship, your assets get affected. Like, you can't separate yourself from the business. You are the business essentially. So that is why most people advise you go with limited liability company. But I still do think that when you're starting out and you don't know where your fit is, unless like in your state it is very less expensive. There are states that is as low as $50. The state that is very high, like Massachusetts. I mean, if you have the money for it, go for it. But I just want to point out that you are not under any obligation to go for an LLC when you can be a sole proprietorship. Will I be a sole proprietor for a long time? No. Like I said earlier, if the business scale, I would love to scale with the business. That is like going to the next level, being an LLC. But as of right now, I think this work for me. Moreover, I also do not have an asset, so I am not trying to protect any assets. So that's another factor to consider. But then I also feel like if I do have an asset, I will still start as a sole proprietor, just because it is a lot of cost to go into LLC, and I'll just love to see where the business is going before I take that course. Now, when it comes to taxes and things, I do not have any information on how these types of businesses are approached when it comes to taxes. That is something you want to talk to with a tax expert. I don't know anything about taxes. I just know I pay taxes, that's all. To just wrap up this thing, I do think that when you're starting out, you can go with a sole proprietorship and then you can change it later on. Or if you have the money, you want to do it that way, just jump into the LLC. I don't think that's a bad thing either. But I hate it when people make people feel like, others feel like they need to start with an LLC. You do not have to start with an LLC. You can start from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere, and that place can be a sole proprietor, and then you scale it up. Granted, do what is best for you. If you want to start with an LLC, go ahead and start with an LLC, but you do not have to start with an LLC. That's just what I want this video to point out. If you have more information on being a sole proprietor or on an LLC, let me know in the comment. I'll have to learn more about it. But like I said, I just wanted to bring this video up so people don't get confused and jump into things that they don't want to sign up for. Okay, that's it on this video. I'll catch you in my next video. So until then, stay blessed and beautiful.